Harriet is not here, because we're not bitter, are we, Sherry, that she's working?
Not at all.
No,
Not at all bitter.
not
So
at
we
all.
have to-
Not jealous.
Not me instead.
Yes, the gorgeous Linda has been going around London dressed as a boob. Why?
Oh, you've seen my Instagram post. Well, you know, I'm
Yeah.
doing Full Monty to
Yeah.
raise awareness for breast cancer. Well, we did this stunt actually the first day of lockdown. So it didn't go too well, really, because we had these massive sponge boobs. We had one boob each, and we had to make a video to raise awareness. And because the boys are doing the show as well, we had to beat their video in the amount of views that we've had on Instagram. But we were shouting off this bus. We were looking for people, but it was the first day of this second lockdown, so there was no one there. So we were shouting at policemen most of the day who were going, "Why haven't you got masks on? Why haven't you got?" And like, we're all tested and we're in a bubble, so we're okay. But it was a bit of a challenge. But the videos have gone out, so we've yet to find out the results, whether the boys got more views than us. But they went up in a hot air balloon with massive testicles hanging off the bottom of the balloon.
Oh, amazing. Oh, well done, Linda. That's great to do that.
Fantastic.
Hopefully it will be going out the 14th, 15th of December on ITV. So you have to...
How's the skating, Linda?
Well, it's scary. I'm just trying to get through it without falling down on a, you know, I'm a bit competitive and I want to do well. So I push myself too far. So I have to keep reining myself in, because the last thing I want to do, you know, this time at the moment is go to hospital with a broken bone or ruin my career. So I'm being very careful with myself.
Good.
That's exciting, though.
You could always go on the ice as a big. You could go on the ice as a big boob.
I know. When Debbie said
I'm always
that,
taking a tip myself.
I know. When Debbie said that, I thought she meant that you're going on Dancing on Ice as a boob.
No, but no, we're doing worse than that, really. We're doing a routine on ice and then flashing at the end of it.
No.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
what
that's
a
the
year.
whole point,
What a
isn't it?
year. Who would have thought it, eh?
But you know what? We've got a great set of girls there. We've got hey, I've got to write it down because my memory's so bad. Hayley Tamerden, Dr. Zoe Williams, Shauna Phillips from Love Island, Dame Jenny Murray, and Colleen, of course, Colleen Nolan.
Oh,
Yeah.
Bless her.
Brilliant.
Yes.
Well
That is
done,
It's a
wonderful.
darling.
wonderful cause, Linda, and well done, because it's a fantastic thing to do at this time, particularly.
It certainly is.
So many ladies aren't you know, going to the doctor when they're
I
fine.
know.
Yeah.
So, you know, Dr. Zoe always says, the sooner you find the lump, the sooner they can treat it, and the more chance of a good result.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I know, because it's the fear factor that prevents people. But really, I would say the same, to urge people to go, having had that in my family.
You know,
Yeah.
because at the moment people aren't going to the doctors at all.
No.
Sure.
And
Yeah,
it's important to get the message out there.
it certainly
Well, you
is.
will do. You are going to in the best way possible, but
Yeah.
I don't know about.
But
Well
they
done,
did
darling.
throw a spanner in the works this year, because the girls are obviously doing their reveal, but the boys are revealing at the same time.
Ah.
Have they ever
So
done
who
that?
do you want to look at? Do you want to look at the girls, or do you want to look
Honestly,
at the boys?
we've got a really, I'll read out, we've got a really nice set of guys. We've got Gareth Thomas, who I know I've done panto with, who's fabulous.
Yes.
Always lovely.
Jamie Lomas from Hollyoaks, and Jake
Crickenden.
Bob Champion,
Yeah.
Perry from Diversity, and Chris Hughes, who was Love Island.
And so the thing is, that just doesn't work
What a
so well. It's
lineup.
all right for us girls being on the ice because we get a little bit of a perk up, but the boys get a little bit of a shrivel.
Yes, the girls are
Do
not.
they?
My only concern is if the boys fall over, is it like when you put your tongue on an ice lolly?
Yes.
Are they going to get stuck
Ooh.
there?
No.
This is getting ridiculous. Dee, who's coming up now?
The thought. Please, let's move on. We have got a great guest. We've got, well, lots of great guests, but the next one is fantastic. He's called Henry Lees Buckley. He's the CEO of Sativa, who do wellness CBD oil. And he's going to be telling us, dispelling all the myths and telling us all about what they produce and how they do it. Come in, Henry. Hi, Henry.
Hello, Henry.
How are you today, Henry?
Hey.
Very well, thank you.
Good. It's great. Thank you so much for flying into the nest to talk about this amazing subject. I wanted to ask you, Henry, I mean, there's a lot of controversy about CBD oil, but more and more people are realizing the benefits, aren't they? But tell us, because there's a myth, and I know it's a myth because we've talked before, but does it make you high? This is the question we're always being asked, isn't it? Does it make you high?
You know, that's something we get asked all the time, and you're absolutely right. It is a myth. There is no truth to it all. So where CBD comes from, it is the same family. It's a cannabis plant, but the cannabis family has different strains. So they have hemp and they have marijuana, and we all know marijuana, but the difference between the two really is the THC. And the THC is a psychoactive element or component of the plant. So in marijuana, obviously, it's very high in THC and lower in CBD. The hemp plant is the one we extract CBD from. It has very, very minute traces of THC, not 0.3%, but it's very high in CBD. So as you go through and take that raw plant, and then you go through the process of extraction and creating CBD, you even take the rest of the THC out of it. So the plant or the CBD product has no THC. It doesn't get you high. It's not, that's just one of those myths that's out there that just basically untrue.
Good, thank you. And when you say THC, can you describe that in a bit more detail, exactly what that is?
Well, THC is a component of the plant, the cannabis plant, and it is the psychoactive element. So it is the one that gets you that sense of euphoria, and then it's just the chemical within the plant. So that
Right.
is literally what people enjoy having marijuana for. That's the benefit of that, and clearly that's not legal in our country. It's legal in other countries, but it's certainly not legal in ours. So that is a controlled substance here and most parts of Europe today. So that's something that we want no part of. And THC is that. What we're looking for is high components of CBD, and then there's a whole number of CBD components within the group, but we're looking for very specific ones that give you the health benefits.
Henry, all the technical stuff is for laymen to understand is very difficult, and really what they need to know is, and I'm the same, I get confused about CBD oil for the strengths and the differences that one can use. So like if I was to go and buy CBD oil and I wanted it, say for instance, for I've got a bad back, so I could do with something that would relax my back, or what is there something that you can direct the ordinary layman without all the jargon that I don't understand, that you can just say, yes, this is the one you should look at, but don't look at that. I mean, because there are so many of them. I hope I'm not being confusing myself, but I really don't understand it.
Yeah, I think just to keep it very, very simple, the main things that you want is you don't want THC in it, right? So you want it to be THC free, so you don't have that quote unquote high. And then if you're looking to solve an issue, whether it be arguably pain or sleep or calmness, anxiety, then the recommendation always is to start slow. So go low, start slow. So in terms of the strength, just don't jump in and go to the highest strength that you can find. We have lower strengths, 2.5%, 5% levels, milligram levels. So not kind of technical, but the lower the percent, the lower the strength. So the recommendation always is to go, start low and go slow. And if it works for you, then you can stay there. If you need a little bit more support, then you can go higher and higher. And that's the very much the recommended approach. And quite frankly, most women do that. Most women start and go slow. Most men,
go wham, straight in there.
I just start high, and then why bother with all that? But the recommendation is just to go slow.
Great.
And you've got some fantastic products with CBD oil in them, because you sent them to us, which are just lovely. I love the bath bombs and the creams. I mean, at the moment there's an abuse, absolutely beautifully packaged. It's one of the nicest things that I've seen. It's so absolutely gorgeous. So tell me, what other products do you have apart from the oil, and how do they work?
Yeah, so we went through a full range of products. So you take the oils, which is the most common product out there. It's an oil, and one of the challenges that you see in products out there is that, I've got to be honest, there's products out there that actually have too much THC, not enough CBD. There's all sorts of variations out there. So we've dedicated ourselves to making sure that we have CBD you can trust, which means the packaging has to tell the story. So if you look at our packaging, just to start there, whether it's the oils or whether it's bombs or anything else, it has to tell the story. So when we look at it, you have to know it's THC free, you have to know it's quality, and you have to have that connection to the quality. And we'll go through that in a minute, but we have oils at various levels of strengths and flavors. I mean, CBD oils, just by itself isn't terribly nice tasting. So we tend to put lots of different flavors into it, and we add things like vitamin D. So we have oils in peppermint, orange, and lemon. We've added it with different strengths at 5%, 10%, 20% CBD. So you have the full variation of oils, and that's one way to take them. Another way is, as you said, bath bombs. I mean, bath bombs, CBD bath bombs are very, very popular. And then actual hand bombs and lotions. They're very much people take to help relieve the pain in joints and things like that.
I mean, Henry, in these sort of really stressful times, I think all of us have suffered with not being able to sleep. Will the CBD oils and products like the bath bombs and things like that help relax you and help you go to sleep?
Yeah, so this is one of the tricky things with CBD. And, we're taking very much the high road in this, in the sense that we cannot make medicinal claims. And so what that means is, there isn't enough research over clinical trials that have gone on for 10 years with, 200,000 people that are very specifically, they say, take this and it helps you with sleep, for example. So we can make medicinal claims. But what we do have is people that take this on a regular basis tell us the stories about how a CBD product does help them, sleep better, helps them rest, helps them with anxiety. In particular, in these times, we're hearing more and more stories of it, that it's helping people sleep and cope with stress in that way.
So if I was going to take it to help me sleep, where would I start, and what would you suggest would be the best product to get from your range?
I think most people start, if they sleep, they'll start with the oils, because the oils, they get into your system very quickly. You put a little tincture under your tongue, a dropper, and that gets the product into your system very, very quickly. So I think from that perspective, that's always good. And as I said earlier, start low and go slow. So you take the lower percent, and if that works for you, great. And then if you can take higher percents as you go. But again, that's what we hear from people, and that's why I don't want to go to jail. I'm not making.
Yeah.
Yeah, Henry, actually, I have to say, I noticed that I took the 10%, just a little drop, and it did make a difference to my stress level, anxiety level. So, I mean, I think for me, it works. And I also, when you said about the tastes, I love the flavor, the different flavor, because, with other CBD oil I tried it once before and it was just a horrible taste, but your products are really lovely because you actually have thought it through. And I do know that you actually have your own laboratory, don't you?
Well, we actually have two of them. So the way the product that we make works to really, get that level of quality is that we've created a company that's what's called seed to consumer. So we go out and in the fields, we can have control of the cannabinoid from the time it's in the ground all the way through in time until it hits the tincture and is on the shelf. So
Right.
we have, we take the product, take the biomass, we test it as a raw, plant, the hemp plant. We test it as it goes through our extraction facility. And in our manufacturing plant, we have a testing laboratory in Europe. So we test it there. And then we bring it back into the UK. We bring it to our laboratory, test it again, formulate it, bottle it ourselves, and then test it again. So when you get to the QR code on the back of the package, that takes you back to the batch and it tells you the test results of the entire finished product. So
Where are your products available?
So they're available at our Goodbody store online. So goodbodystore.com is our primary event. And then we're in pharmacies all across the UK. We're getting into more and more retailers, people like WH Smith, and we're looking to be in the balance of them, quite frankly. So we're
Wow.
That's brilliant.
Yes, what we've got, actually, we have got a special code, haven't we? From
We
you
have.
to us. So if you go onto our website, you'll be able to see that we have a special code. We've got all the information about all the products, which are just fantastic. Some of the creams, the lotions, and the oils. And you can see everything about this wonderful product on our website. We have a fantastic code, which you can probably see under here. It's Wonder30, isn't it, Dee?
It is Wonder30.
Oh, Henry, that's fantastic. It's really, really been really interesting because I've never tried CBD, so I'm going to give it a go if it can help with my anxiety.
Me too.
Thank you so much for coming on today. It's been amazing.
Thank
Really.
you.
Great.
Thank you, Henry.
for
Thank
having
you so
Happy
much.
Christmas, Henry.
me. Happy
Yes.
Christmas. Hopefully hands.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.
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 Oh, really good.
That was very
Yeah.
interesting, wasn't it?
It
Yeah.
was.
Yeah.
I'm definitely
Yeah.
going to give it a go, I think, because I think probably one night a week I get a good night's rest. My head just is
I'm the same, Linda.
Yeah.
Yeah.
terrible.
It does help. It does
Yes.
help, Linda, because I get terrible anxiety sometimes for no reason. It just appears for no reason. And that has been helping me, actually.
I seem to go to sleep to the telly, and then about an hour after I've been asleep, I like bang awake, and then
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
it starts turning.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
isn't it
I'm the
awful when
same.
you lie awake all night? And sometimes if you lie awake, you think, you feel so awake, and then you wake up really tired.
Yeah.
You think, how can I go to bed awake and then wake up really knackered?
Well, you should
It's
try the
weird.
bath bomb to go to sleep with. It's really, really lovely. And I'm so glad that we can give this to all of our viewers. We can give them such a fantastic deal from our
Yeah.
website. So it's really good.
Yes.
It's also beautiful and pretty and lovely stuff. But the bath
Really.
bomb is something else. It really is.
It is.
Anyway, Sherry, who's coming now?
Yes,
There was
so-
someone flying in the nest.
Yes. So we all know this lovely lady, and she's just fantastic. I'm dying to know what she's doing next. Of course, it's the wonderful Lesley Joseph. Hi, Leslie.
Hello,
How
hello.
are you?
Oh, how lovely to see you all. I'm really, really good. And I'm feeling very happy because my white Christmas decorations are up, like Miss Lusardi's in the background there. And I've never put them up so early. Oh, my goodness. Literally.
We've all done it. How's lockdown been for you?
You
How's
know what?
how's your hair been, for instance?
Look, it's a frisbee.
lovely.
It's very long and I've got a lot of root spray on it.
We've all got it.
I know. Well, I think I would be white all over by now, if not. So root spray has really helped. During non-lockdown, I had a friend come down to my house and literally we sat in the garden and did my hair. I mean, that was the only way I sort of felt safe. And she'd got a mask and a visor on and everything. But I realized I'm not very good at washing my own hair because it is really, really tightly curly normally. So I always go to a hairdresser and have it blow dried very straight. But I realize now I can actually do it myself. So
Oh, there you are.
there you
Save
go.
some
Learn
money.
something in lockdown.
I tell you what, I've knitted a lot as well. I've knitted cat blankets, baby blankets for the hospital. I've knitted hamster blankets, scarves, using up all the wool that I've had for years, and it's now all gone. So there are hamster blankets all around the country.
Oh,
How fantastic.
lovely.
Anyway, I just want to ask you about birds because I know you've done a Christmas special. How fabulous. Was it really good fun to do?
Oh, do you know what? It was wonderful. Birds was shown, the last 2 series on ITV were shown during lockdown, and it did really well in the ratings. So ITV decided to ask for a Christmas special. Pauline couldn't do it. So Linda and I did it, and Les Dennis did it.
I know, I saw
Playing
that.
my man friend. So Les and I had the pilgrimage, went on the pilgrimage together to meet the Pope. So it was a bit weird to end up in bed with him, having just met the Pope. But there you are. That's the wonderful world that we live in.
Did he
You
go
do.
naked again? Did he go naked again?
No, not quite naked. No, not quite naked.
Oh,
It was wonderful, but really weird because we all had to have COVID tests. And then when Les came in to start rehearsing, we hadn't had the result of his COVID test through yet. So he and I rehearsed scenes with a mask and a visor. And I had glasses on under the mask, which of course I couldn't read the script because they kept fogging up. I mean, honestly, I love it. Who would know that you could rehearse like that? I couldn't see him because I had my reading glasses, not my distance glasses. I mean, it was a total joke, and they were completely fogged over. But do you know what? I mean, once we got the results, then we could all be near each other, which was amazing. And
yes.
it's a really, really funny episode.
Oh,
Wonderful.
How wonderful to do that.
I did on the Linda's Bargain Bucket, I did a thing called Mystify. You have it on your glasses and it stops them listing up when you've got your mask on.
Oh, yeah, well, but it's not just the mask, it's the visor as well.
Oh.
I mean,
honestly, Lesley, were you misting up because you were in bed with Les Dennis?
I
I think that could have been it.
I mean, yes, you're probably absolutely right, Dom.
Well, there you go.
It's a very funny scene, actually. And it was absolute heaven to get back in the studio. I mean, it was a brutal day. We filmed for about 15 hours. It was quite brutal, but it was wonderful. It had a feel of, oh my goodness, the business has come back.
Absolutely,
Because I was due to be doing Sister Act this year in a nunnery. Look, my hands have gone. In a convent playing, which should have started back in March, and of course didn't happen. So that's all been put forward a year. So it was.
But you will be doing it. I'm assuming you will be doing it next year. Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
So Lesley, let's go back to the very beginning of your fantastic career. How did it all start? I mean, what was your very first job as an actress?
Well, can I say I first went on stage age 7 at the New Theatre in Northampton and sang a song from Hansel and Gretel. With my feet I clap, clap, clap. With my hands I clap, clap, clap. That was age 7. And then I went to drama school, and my very first job was understudying in a revue, which I think was called 1 over the 8. And I understudied an actress called Patsy Rowlands and another actress called
Patsy.
Yeah. And I never went on. And in it, I understudied, there was a song called Torch Song, and that became my go-to audition song. It was a number about a girl who worked as, an usherette in a cinema. And she really longed to be up there on the screen. So she sang this Torch Song full of longing. And that was my go-to audition song for years and years and years. And then I went to the Northcote Theatre in Exeter years ago. And I did parts like Polly Garter in Under Milk Wood and Titania in The Dream, because I was a serious actress. When I left drama school, I signed a thing saying, I'll never do a commercial. I'm a serious actress.
Yes. Yes, didn't we all?
My biggest regret was I did ballet from the age of Dot. And then when I got to about 11, I think, when things started to develop, I suddenly thought, oh, I'm not a ballerina. That's not what I want. I'm a serious actress, even at that stage. So I gave it up, and that was the biggest regret of my life, I think.
Oh,
well, you're one of the few actresses that are going to be actually working this Christmas. You've got yourself a panto. Where are you?
And hopefully it'll go ahead. I mean, yes, it's Sleeping Beauty, playing Caraboss at Southampton Mayflower. So it will be very weird.
How's it going to work?
Well, it's going to be a socially distanced audience, but the wonderful thing about Southampton is it's huge. It's the biggest theatre at the Palladium.
wow.
So you can still get 1,000 people in there, even socially distanced.
Oh, brilliant.
And of course, there'll be very strict protocols. Nobody can come backstage. Nobody front of house, even if they're working on the show, can come backstage. So the two worlds are very separate. And yeah, I mean, we'll have to see.
Is it a shorter show with no interval?
Yes, it's only 1/2.
Oh,
It'll still have all the glitz and glamour. I should be tucked in a corner, probably in a vibe. But no, it will be good to get back on a stage, I must say. I mean,
so no interval, no interval, Lesley?
No interval, only 1/2.
Oh, just 1/2.
The thing about most of the theatres, of course, are the loos, because if you think about it, there's always a queue for the ladies anyway. So until the vaccine, and until they have, I was in my head developing this thing where you could go to the loo, and then within 30 seconds it was flushed, all that.
Yes.
we've got the fogging in birds. Linda Robson walks in, steps straight into a bowl of disinfectant, steps out, pulls the lever and gets fogged as she comes in the front door. Comes in. And that's more or less what it's going to be like down in Southampton. I mean, between everything, there'll be fogging and it's going to be strange, but
you'll have a much longer. You've got 3 shows a day every day, haven't you?
No. Only two of 3 shows. So there's huge amount between the shows. So I should be walking docks.
Oh wow!
Because I love Southampton docks. Yes, that would be.
And that's so they can clean the theatre.
Don't say that too loudly, Leslie.
As I said,
Get the wrong idea.
What? Walking down to the
You
docks,
love Southampton docks.
especially dressed like Caraboss.
Oh, Leslie, I have to say, I'm a big fan of all of your work. I mean, you've done so many different, diverse parts. And as you say, you know, you've done a lot of theatre, a lot of amazing things. What do you think has been the highlight so far of anything you've ever done?
Okay, I tell you, there have been 3 highlights. Number 1, obviously, was getting Birds of a Feather, which is now 31 years ago. And the fact that we're doing a special is just unbelievable. So that was a huge highlight, and that changed my career and my life, really. Secondly, was working 3 months with Mel Brooks in Young Frankenstein.
Yes,
It was brilliant.
Oh my goodness, it was just amazing. He was, when he left, when he got back to America, he sent me a video which I've got, which is so precious. I love you, Leslie. I love you. I don't want to marry you. I really love you. And it was just, I can't tell you. It was, and I just found there's a Mel Brooks songbook, and there's a picture of 4 of us doing It Could Work from in the book, with a preface from Mel, and I just thought, oh my goodness. So that was the huge. And the other one was having half an hour with the Pope. With Les Dennis, I spent half an hour with the Pope. And briefly, I'll tell you, I went on a pilgrimage walking from, I think I was 72 at the time, or 73 even, walking from the Swiss Alps to Rome. And when we got there, we were told, you've got a meeting with the Pope tomorrow. And we said, what do you mean? In the Vatican Square, in St. Peter's Square? No, you've got a meeting with the Pope. So 8 of us went backstage in the Vatican and sat there. And the Pope came in, and we had to shake hands and say our names and what we did. So I went into a sort of monologue. I don't know, a bit peculiar. And I said, my voice went down terribly, like, honestly. Hello, Your Holiness. My name is Lesley Joseph. I'm 72. And I've just walked 100 kilometers on the Via Francigena, and I feel incredibly rejuvenated, both emotionally, spiritually, and physically. He burst out laughing. And you don't look 72. And I said, no, I don't, do I? And then we had another little conversation, and then he went on, got to Les Dennis. Les Dennis said something like, oh, hello, Your Holiness, my mother's your greatest fan. We were all in a sort of surreal world. And then we spoke for half an hour. And at the end, he came round again. He shook our hands. So he shook my hand, gave me a kiss, gave me a medal to celebrate 6 years in his papacy. And then he laughed again and he said, you still don't look 72. I put my arm on his and I said, oh, bless you. And I just realized.
You blessed the Pope?
Everybody just went hysterical. And
oh my God.
So that was the picture of me and the Pope was a Christmas card.
Oh, those are some highlights.
Honestly, so those were my highlights. What can I say? And I'm incredibly lucky. I just think every day, however old you are in our business, a door can close, but there's always another one that opens, and that's what I think is so incredible. And I think the more diverse you are, the more you can open lots of different doors. And I did Supermarket Sweep the other day. I'm a serious actor who does comedy, and that was great fun. And I love stuff like you. I know we all do.
That is fantastic. Yeah, you're such an inspiration, darling.
Leslie, thank you so much for coming in to join us today. You've been a hoot, of course.
Listen, lovely to see you all.
Before you go, Leslie, and I think this is very serious, could you bless us all?
Lovely to see you. Thank you for inviting me on your very iconic show, and God bless you all.
Thank you.
Oh, Lesley Joseph, bless the Pope.
All right, girls. Listen, God bless you. I'll
He's
see you
blessed
soon.
us.
God bless.
Oh my God, that is funny.
Bless the Pope, and now she's blessed us.
Bless the Pope.
Oh my goodness, what highlights? I mean, who else
Yeah.
could have said they met the Pope and blessed him?
Bless him.
They'd worked with Mel Brooks and got a mega hit series. I mean, those three things are just the highlights. How incredible is that?
Funny, very funny.
Well,
Oh my
I mean,
God.
thank you again, Linda, for coming in to join us
Oh,
today.
you're welcome.
Thank you,
Anytime.
darling.
Coming into the Madhouse. Good luck with the rest of the
Yes,
Monty.
get your boobs out, love.
Yeah.
Yeah, get your boobs out. And we will see you on Wednesday, where we have Amal Fashionu as our guest. I think I've said that right. If I haven't, so I'm
Yes.
sure I'll have to say it again. And we will see everybody on Wednesday. Have a lovely rest of the day. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.